Right, I've just got to... So I don't know if this is going to work or not.
Oh, no.
I can already guess what this is. Yeah. You can do the whole thing like this.
How does that look? Because my head can't fit. My head can't fit through the hole.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's hard. It sort of looks like an alien.
Hello, fellow aliens, and welcome to this extra spooky episode of the Goats podcast. My name is Meeb. I am the alien companion of my best friend, Seb.
Steve.
Hello, Seb. I am Meeb. How you doing, mate? I am very good. You were supposed to be inside of me, but you couldn't fit. So now you have to use me like a ventriloquist dummy. That's very true, Meeb. So I will be...
Meeb, how are you speaking without a microphone next to your mouth?
He's a fucking alien, telepathic.
I'm using my telekinesis, or my telecomoebis, as I call it on my homeland.
Very clever.
Why do you sound a little bit like, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but why do you sound a little bit like Stephen Hawking?
I think the question you should be asking is, why does Stephen Hawking sound a little bit like Meeb?
Meeb.
Fucking hell, mate. You've done me there, fair play.
Remember, if you want to pledge your allegiance to the Galactic Goat Empire, you can do that by subscribing to this broadcast wherever you listen to podcasts, by following us on social media, and by giving us galactic credits on Patreon. This week, I am joined by two wonderful cosmic entities, Mork and Vinny. Mork, first of all,
is an alien name.
Please tell me how you got the name from my homeland.
What happened is I got sucked up. I mean, I got beamed up to the planet.
Lucky
and then, I don't know, the Emperor Mork was like, all right, mate, you seem pretty sound. Do you want like my job in that and just call yourself Mork in that? And I was like, oh, I don't know, it comes with a lot of responsibility. And he's just like crying and shit. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'll do this alien geezer a solid. I don't really know him. And I was like, yeah, okay, fine. I'll be Mork. And he said, okay, now you just need to go through the, the like coronation process to be the emperor. And he was like, unzip your pants, pull them down. This won't hurt a bit. And I was like, yo, fuck that. And I just left. But I still kind of wanted the title of Mork. So I just came back to Earth and was Earth Mork instead.
I swear he does that to everyone. It's so cringe. He's like Jimmy Savile.
No, I was an adult. I promise.
Before we go any further, do you have any interesting Earthling stories for me this week? I believe my Earth actually had something funny happen for once this week. Well, thank you, Meeb, for setting me up with that. That's really kind of you, mate. I did actually have a couple of things I wanted to say. First and foremost, you know how, like, when... I'm just going to... I like the way Meeb's just still here. First and foremost, you know, like, when McAllister won the World Cup, they let him have, like, a little ceremony at Brighton? Fucking podcast award, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Red-handed won a podcast award, and by default that means that we sort of won a podcast award.
Yeah.
It's fucking well heavy, but it's a bit cheap, and the letters are already rubbing off, so now it just says Rehande.
Oh no.
But we did win the listener's choice. It's fucking, you could kill a man with this, I swear. But yeah, listener's choice award. It would have been nice if everyone had voted for goats, but they didn't. So Second best thing. We can, all you got, it's like that Ricky Gervais joke. If you just take a picture of us with this and put it on the socials, everyone do their faces. It looks like we won. No one knows.
No. Blur out the
and
names,
the second thing I wanted to say, I did have quite a funny story. So today, having a bit of a morning. I struggle in the mornings the best of time. Struggle to get up. I'm a bit of like a lay in bed anxiously hating myself kind of person. But I did get up quite early today. I thought, I'm going to do a couple of things around the house, set myself up for a good day. So I got up, did all the washing up that needed to be done, put a wash on, had a shower, and then just before I was like, oh god, I've still got a bit of time. Do you know what would be a really nice thing to do actually? Would be if I pre-marinated the chicken. So when Luce gets home, she can just grill the chicken. It's already all tasty and delicious. That'd be really good. So I opened the fridge, and we have a jar of pickled peppers in the fridge. And as I opened it, the box of chicken kind of knocked the pickled peppers. And I've never had anything happen to me like this before. But the pickled peppers landed on the edge of the fridge with such velocity that there must have been some sort of compression in there. There must have been some sort of brewing process that happened. Because the lid popped off and just drenched me with vinegar. And I just was covered in fatty vinegar from literally head to toe. It soaked through to my boxers. That's how covered I was. And so instead of doing the chicken, I had to just scoop up vinegary peppers, pickled peppers, put them in the bin, and then have another shower. And I still smell of vinegar now.
Yeah, that is what happens when they ferment. Yeah, they go bang. Because my missus's dad gave me because I don't like the stuff, some sauerkraut, and I had it in the car, and the fucking lid went boom. And luckily, none of the sauerkraut went anywhere. But yeah, that is a thing. That's gross. I fucking hate vinegar, man.
Ooh, I love vinegar, man. Give me some of that. Nom 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 nom.
Well, yeah.
You'd be licking it off Seb's body, mate.
And I wouldn't be complaining.
Me and me.
But you and me tag team and Seb to lick the vinegar off it.
No, God.
Bad me, bad.
I'm sorry.
Go to horny jail.
It's just a sign of affection in my culture.
Yeah, well, that's what Mork told me.
Yeah, right.
Nice. That's a good story. I don't have any stories like that. My son had his little mate over today. First time having his little mate over.
You talked to him about the Gaza Strip.
I actually didn't. That was a joke.
Okay.
I didn't talk to a 5-year-old about the Israel-Palestine.
For legal reasons.
Political.
He didn't talk to a 5-year-old about war crimes.
Were you worried he might know a bit more about it than you?
Probably would, yeah. No, it was fine. They're 5 and 4, so they were just going fucking crazy. Like he went to his house last week and he's come to our house this week. It's like the first time you go to someone's house, they just going fucking mental, running around going, look at this, look at this, look at this. Like, yeah, so that was a pretty crazy 3 hours. And yeah, it's all over now, so fucking knackered. But there we go. Never mind.
I'm back. Does anybody else have anything interesting to say, or shall we crack on?
I saw something pretty amazing in real life.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, I remember now.
I saw a deflected goal go in from Martinelli in the 83rd minute, I think it was.
Something like that, yeah.
And the noise was so deafening, I thought my eardrums were going to burst. It was the loudest I've ever been in any crowd by far ever. It was absolutely insane.
Bedlam.
Ridiculous.
Right. What
it's so
moment,
good that you
though.
got to see that, because the game I was watching at home, it was a bit of a shit game.
Oh, it was
I'm not gonna
very
lie.
turgid. There was like nothing going on.
It was terrible. Yeah. So, but again, like that's the great thing with football is you can have a fucking shit 80 minutes and think, oh god, I'll just turn this off because it's so boring. And then someone scores a winner and it's absolutely crazy and it just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, it was very fun shouting "Who are you?" to the 12-year-old Man City fans in the corner after they were giving it the big one the whole game.
Because they are all 12. That's the thing. Because City's only started in 2009, so they're all kids, apart from Liam Gallagher's cunt. But they're all kids. So
yeah, that's very true. Yeah,
yeah, so funny. No, that was good. Yeah, that was sick. And how did you film it?
it's the second thing I filmed that game. One was like a free kick that went to nothing, and then at the end I was like, I'll film something else. I'll see what this looks like. It could be something, and then it was the only goal.
Everyone does that. Yeah, people always do that. They just randomly film them with. Like, I went to the game last night.
Just luck.
I went to the game last night. City and Arsenal under 21s. We got VIP treatment because and at the City grounds, obviously not too great, but there we go. But I was like, oh boys, this corner's fucking going in. I'm gonna film. I'm gonna do a video. Just didn't even beat the first man.
Mate, don't film corners. Corners never go in.
I was like, oh, here we go. They fucking lost 5-0.
Happens, mate.
Didn't record a single one of the goals.
Who's under 21 who plays for Arsenal? Was there any
There was no one you'd know, but Cedric Suarez was with the under 21s. He was playing right back for the first sort of like 50 minutes, and not gonna lie, he's playing with under 21s, and he was fucking shit. I'm way better than Cedric Suarez at football. I can confidently say that. He's fucking rubbish.
I'm sure you wouldn't get on the under 12s Arsenal team, but let's move on for
ball
that.
He hit. No, I'm not joking. He probably hit 9 balls up the line, and 8 of them went out for throwing. I see. Ask the boys. He was fucking rubbish.
Wow. Yeah,
he was rubbish. But there we go. Never mind.
Good atmo though. Good atmo.
Well, I'm glad we covered all of your sporting events. Now back to the important stuff. I don't know why I'm talking so slow. It must be the atmosphere.
You can do the whole thing in this really slow voice.
No. I'll hand it back over to my human companion when it gets boring.
Sieb.
Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship GOAT. Its continuing mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new seek out new life and new civilizations, and to boldly talk about wanking where no one has ever talked about wanking before. This week, we discuss perhaps the most important topic of all: meeting life from another planet other than me. Has it ever happened? Probably not. Will it ever happen? Maybe.
No.
Are there a bunch of nutters on the internet who think they've met aliens which we can exploit for comedic purposes? Absolutely. So who's going to talk to me first about the greatest alien encounter of all time?
I think I'm
Thanks, mate. I'll see you in a bit.
Gonna do it. Oh my god, where'd he go?
Now.
Oh no, mate, he's gone. He just goes like
It's
that.
just
It'll be back in a
technology
bit.
you just can't explain. That's why you can't explain to someone how you saw the thing, because it's just crazy technology. You won't understand it.
Holograms and that.
Yeah. I shall get the 3 points tonight.
The greatest porn scene of all time.
Yeah,
Didn't you
100%.
I picked that as
talk about that?
yeah. I picked as my answer for goat porn scene.
Didn't I pick it as the winner?
Yeah, you might have done.
No, you picked the. I think the film was Patrick Swayze in or something. There was
Ghost.
Yeah, did you pick Ghost?
No.
Wasn't there like a sex scene in that, and you picked that or something?
Because it wasn't the greatest porn scene, it was the greatest sex scene, that's why.
Sex scene. Yeah, right.
Right, yeah. I
Anyway,
think I said, my heart, I want to pick that, but I just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my pick, but I was like, I'm actually going to be objective this time.
Yeah, fair, yeah.
Well, who's going first? Who wants to tell me about their alien encounter?
I think Venus.
I think I am,
V-Dog?
yeah.
Right, well, I guess I'll set a timer
Yeah, go for it.
and let you sort of...
Talk.
Thank you.
After you.
Seb, you are freezing ever so slightly sometimes. You know that.
Am I?
Not much.
Good
I can just go whenever.
Yeah, after you, mate.
Cool. Right. So, I've always been really fascinated with aliens and UFOs and all that type of stuff. Ever since I was a kid, and I thought I saw one in front of my very own eyes. And then, years later, I realized it was almost definitely 100%. In fact, it was definitely just an aeroplane. In fact, my dad at the time, I said to my dad at the time, because he was there, I said, "Oh my God, it's a UFO." And he said, "No, it's an aeroplane." But I still thought it was a UFO for years. I would tell my friends
Kids are fucking stupid.
Yeah, and that didn't stop me using all my parents' printer ink, printing out sheet after sheet of random UFO pictures I found on Google Images and showing them around class the next day. They were probably fucking pissed off about that. I'll tell you what, that shit's not cheap.
There's a lot
Full
of black
colour.
in a UFO photo as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But as I grew older and more jaded towards general unexplainable phenomena, I became more and more of the opinion that they're either all hoaxes or just delusions from mentally unwell people. But with that being said, I have seen or heard some more convincing cases, shall we say, in the past few years. US Army fighter jets spotting unusual flying objects in the skies that seem to defy the laws of physics have been coming out more and more recently, some of which have even been confirmed by the US government themselves a couple of years back, without a proper explanation behind them. So I know a few to choose from, obviously, that have piqued my interest over the past few years. But the one I've gone with today has been considered as, quote unquote, this is heavy quote unquote, the most significant alien encounter of the 20th century.
Whoa.
What
And
about Meeb?
Yeah.
you're not an alien.
Second.
You're a homie, man. You're a homie. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Oh, he's gone again.
He's gonna get whoa.
How's he done that?
Again.
And it also took place in my home country of Zimbabwe, no less.
Oh.
That's right. So, around mid-September 1994, there were multiple UFO sightings all around southern Africa. Many of these reported seeing a giant fireball passing through the sky at night, which resulted in a small sort of wave of UFO mania around Zimbabwe and surrounding countries around that time. And
When did you say?
Sorry?
1994.
Yeah, September 1994.
All makes sense.
Yeah, fair.
It all makes sense, mate. I'm just saying, you've always been a bit otherworldly, and you were born in Zimbabwe in 1996,
1994, September.
which means you are an alien. That's right.
Mate, V-Dog alien confirmed.
I mean, I am an alien, just a legal alien as far as the government's concerned.
Mate, isn't that a song by Sting? I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm a something in New York.
Oh,
Whoa,
yeah.
Whoa.
I know that from that Tiny Desk with him in Shaggy.
It wasn't me.
But anyway, 2 days after these giant fireball reports, 2 days after these reports, in a small rural town, or a small rural part of the country known as Ruwa, the children of a local school called Ariel School were out playing during their mid-morning break. The staff and teachers, however, were all inside having a meeting. Now that is when 62 of the school's pupils, all aged between 6 and 12, saw one or more silver crafts descend from the sky and land on a field near the school. Some of the kids claimed that one or more creatures were dressed all in black and then approached them and telepathically communicated them a message with an environmental theme before entering their craft and flying off again. When the school bell rang, the children returned to class where they would tell all the teachers what they'd seen. Now, obviously, their sightings were dismissed by all the teachers, thinking they were just playing some weird game. But when they all went back home later that night and told their parents about it, the parents were quite concerned, actually. And so the next day came into school and had to discuss it with the faculty at the school. And that's when it became nationwide news. Over the next few days, several reporters would interview the kids and the school faculty about the incident. They reported that although all of the children they interviewed told the exact same story, some of the details were not as consistent. One or more silver objects, usually described as discs with lights all around them, floated down from the sky to the fields. Then between 1 and 4 creatures, this is where the ambiguity lies, all with big eyes dressed in black, exited their craft and approached the children, which caused many of the younger kids to run away in fear. A month later, a Harvard University professor who specialized in child psychology called John Mack visited the school and actually interviewed the pupils about what they had seen. He would confirm what the other reporters had been reporting previously, but even managed to get some more information out of them, such as the fact that the aliens had telepathically communicated this environmental message to several of the kids. Now, the telepathic message part of the story wasn't actually included in the previous reporters' reports, but one of them did add that later on after John Mack's investigation. So maybe he just thought that bit might have been made up. I don't know why he would have added that on after the fact. Now, John Mack would later talk in interviews and even go on television programs such as the Oprah Winfrey Show to testify his findings. He stated that he fully believed that the kids had seen something and that they were all traumatized about this event. Using the history and expertise in the field of child psychology to back up his claims. Now, Harvard University were not pleased one bit that one of their professors was so outspoken about a UFO sighting, and they even heavily considered sacking him, something which they had never done in their 350-year history at that point.
Fucking hell.
I actually don't know if
there's got to be at least one nonce that they covered up.
Why do we have to mention paedophilia every single fucking fucking podcast? No, you can't do one fucking episode without mentioning grown people fucking children.
No. What I'm saying is, I don't believe that in 350 years of this school, not one professor's fucked something up once. Not one has deserved the sack. So what I'm saying is, there's got to be one wrong 'un at minimum. And they didn't sack him because they're covering it up or they're sympathetic towards wrong-uns. You don't have to be a nonce.
I don't know. Probably.
Summit. Do you know what I mean? That's all I was trying to say. Was like, I don't believe, like, just because no one's ever been sacked doesn't mean they're all good guys. That's what I was trying to get out. You know what I'm saying?
That's not my point at all. I'm just saying it's very hard to be sacked because they've never done it. They've never sacked a professor before. So the fact that they were considering it so heavily is they were very obviously not happy with what this dude was doing.
Yeah, so they've probably covered for all sorts of wrong-uns. Doing all sorts of mad wrong shit. But one guy comes out and says, we're all aliens, they're like, fuck off. Yeah, mad. That is mad. Just came out wrong. Sorry, boys.
One of them was a nonce.
I love the way Vinny spent, I've got the time exactly, Vinny spent 7 minutes and 2 seconds talking to you about an unbelievable alien encounter. You were completely wordless and absorbed. And the bit that you picked up on was, there's got to be one nonce. There's got to be one nonce.
Law of averages.
I'm not even sure that there even could be a nonce if it's a university. Could be a wrong one, but I don't know if he could even be a nonce.
You don't have to nonce at the school. You could go to other schools to nonce at. You know,
she goes to a different school.
Yeah.
He nonces. I've got a nonce, but he nonces at a different school. You wouldn't know him.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Vinny. Fuck that whole bit. Oh dear.
Oh my god. Okay.
We're back in the room.
Back.
So
Ooh,
to bring things back up to speed after that intermission. John Mack, child psychologist, Harvard University, goes to this place and speaks to the kids, and he's like, there's definitely something here. They're not just making it up. They are just bullshitting. Yes. Like, I can tell there's some trauma here. There's something real happened. And obviously Harvard University aren't happy that one of their own are going out and saying, oh, UFOs may be real. So they decide to maybe sack him. And obviously this is huge.
Because they've never sacked anyone before, yes.
Not even the paedophiles, apparently.
Don't say it.
Alleged paedophiles.
Let's get past it.
Okay. Despite many of his colleagues calling John Mack crazy, he carried on telling the world what he believed, that we are not alone. And this is proof enough. Years later, once the dust had settled and those children grew up and lived their lives, many of them were actually interviewed again, and every single one of them confirmed that they still fully believe what they had seen, and it wasn't just some elaborate hoax. Several of them went on record saying they wouldn't even tell friends or family about this incident over fears of being alienated over them. Wink. The recent Netflix documentary series called Encounters did a whole episode on the... Yeah. Oh, did you watch it?
I got like 10 minutes through of it, and I was like, this is fucking bullshit, so I just turned it off.
Shout out to my dad and my stepmom. They fucking love all that shit. And I was down last week in Devon, and we spent a whole evening just watching literally back-to-back alien encounters. It was fucking great.
Nice. Sweet.
Some of them are mental, but some of them you're like, oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah. But wasn't there that one guy from the school who was like, I made it up. I was going to get to this.
Yeah.
Cut that out then. You do your thing.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. Literally, this is the exact paragraph I was getting it to. So, yeah, it's quite a recent documentary series on Netflix called Encounters, and they did a whole episode on this Ariel School UFO incident. And they interviewed several of the then pupils who, of course, all, as expected, kept to their stories. But one of the interviewees, a man called Dylan, who was a former student of Ariel, explained in the episode, and quite early on in the episode as well, which is a bit of a shock, that he in fact made the whole thing up. Dylan claimed that he wanted to skip Shona class after the mid-morning break, and so told the other students around him that a particular shiny-looking rock in the distance was in fact a UFO. So he would try and cause some sort of enough chaos that he would have classes cancelled that afternoon. Now, according to his statement, he didn't think it would work, but was surprised about the mass hysteria. It's unclear whether he tried to come clean prior to the documentary. So, with all that said, what happened? And there are several conclusions you can obviously jump to. If we assume Dylan is lying in this documentary, maybe for some attention, who knows, but if we assume he's lying, then the school may in fact have actually been contacted by some sort of extraterrestrial beings coming with some sort of message of doom for the next generation of humans. That or some sort of top secret experiment gone wrong. But if Dylan is telling the truth in the documentary, then it's probably one of the craziest and biggest cases of mass hysteria ever recorded. I don't believe that 62 kids would all lie about a very similar incident happening to them and keep this lie up for decades after. I think the fact that they were analysed by a top child psychologist and verified to all be traumatized, from the incident speaks volumes to how unlikely it is that they just made it up for some sort of weird attention. So either way, in my opinion, all of these conclusions are just completely insane, no matter the way you look at it. And I think that's probably why it might just be the greatest alien, quote unquote alien encounter of all time.
I think that's a really interesting pick, partly because of the shift in dynamic where normally if you've got one kid saying I saw an alien and 66 kids saying you didn't, you say, well, why is that kid lying? But what's interesting is you now have an incident in which 66 kids or whatever it is said they saw an alien and one kid said he made it up.
Yeah.
And then you kind of got to start questioning, like, what is the motivation there? Why would 66 children lie? Why would one kid say he made it up? And it's one of those ones where you just wish, like, it's a weird, you just wish you could just go back and watch it firsthand. Because, like, we will never know. Like, kids are weird. I mean, if my job was working in true crime and writing about true crime, if taught me anything, kids are weird, and their imaginations are unbelievable, and they're the bit of your brain that sort of knows the difference between reality and not reality is still kind of forming, and so you can get some like really interesting things happen there where like memories become very real, and like things that you imagined and things that you like, the difference between something that you imagined and something that you remember is especially sort of liquid when you're a kid, and like those kind of misrememberings are really common. But to have that between 60 odd different kids is really interesting.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
That thing that because it reminded me of like a very, very clear memory I have as a kid watching the news, and they were saying, we've made Internet Explorer 2. We've made a sequel to Internet Explorer. It's Internet Explorer 2. We call it that. New web browser. It'll be on your computers tomorrow. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. I can't wait for this faster internet browsing software, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have called it that when I was like 9 years old, but yeah. And then I just have this extremely clear memory of going on my PC the next day or on the family computer, and there being like a green Internet Explorer logo, and it was called Internet Explorer 2. And I remember it being there for like a week or two, and then it just went back to being normal Internet Explorer. And I believed that was a thing that happened. There was an Internet Explorer 2, and they just maybe were like, oh, it didn't do well really, so let's just call it Internet Explorer 1 and dust it under the fridge or whatever. But like, I've tried looking this up, and I feel like a madman whenever I bring this up, because it
doesn't exist.
It must have been some strange dream I had, and I just thought it was real.
It was real, yeah.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Well, that's the thing with kids is like, I have a kid, and they're fucking psychos. Like, they are, and
yeah,
I think for sure they weren't contacted by aliens, but that doesn't mean that they're lying. I think that's what people need to like. It's not black and white. It didn't happen, therefore you're lying. Well, no, it happened in their heads. That's what they saw through their eyes, but it's not what really it wasn't real. Does that make sense? So like, I would say let's believe the kid made it up. And it does cause mass hysteria. Well, for those kids, they are going to be terrified and believe that they are seeing that thing. They're not lying then when they're recounting that story. That is what they saw from their perspective, but it doesn't mean that it was real. Like, and it's like this. I would equate it to like, you've ever driven past something or seen something on a photograph, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Is that like a giant lizard? And then you get a bit closer. Oh no, it's like a weirdly shaped rock. But for that split second, you are 100% convinced it's like a giant lizard because it kind of looks like that.
Yeah, and your brain kind of fills in the rest and makes it look.
And if you never saw it again, you would think it was a fucking massive lizard, but only because you got closer to see it. And it's kind of a little bit like that.
But I think what makes it extra weird is that so many of the kids, and they were filmed. There's loads of interviews of when John Mack came to the school like a month later, and they would just say these things like, oh yeah, we were like really close to them, we were like within an arm's length of them, and they like, yeah, they did all these things, and they all had a very similar story. I just think that's like wild. Like, it's not weird, just like a flash in the pan. They just saw shiny rock and they were like, oh, UFO, and they ran the other way. It was like they apparently all saw the exact same things of something coming down from the sky, landing, some people coming out, some of them fucking saying, fucking recycle your plastics, mate, and then just like get back in their craft and fuck off.
But
I think it's all about law of probability, though, isn't it? Is it what's more likely, a strange psychological phenomenon we've never seen?
Well, that's what I mean. I think it is,
or a strange alien phenomenon we've never seen.
I fully believe it is some extremely particular case of mass hysteria, but like, I still think it's so interesting.
It's very interesting.
Do you know what would be a really good podcast? Is me and you, Vinny, just bring things to Mork. And just because you are the most skeptical person I know by such a margin. You are the definition of a skeptic. You refuse to believe anything, and you see that as a compliment. And it would be really good fun.
Why is that not a compliment
for me and Vinny? No, it is, but it's also like,
it's not very fun, is it?
And it's also not.
It's fucking real, mate.
But it's
the real world.
It's a surprisingly uncommon characteristic, because I think it is within human nature to want to believe. Like, we want to believe that things are different and possible, and I think it is quite unique. Like, and you're not a pretend skeptic, are you not?
Smoking too many ciggies.
You're not one of those people who like says, oh, I'm such a skeptic, and you don't bash other people's ideas, but you really do, like, when all's said and done, you always kind of you do bash everyone's ideas, but when all's said and done,
but I try to be logical about it.
Yeah, you're very logical to the point of, like, not to a fault, but to you genuinely, you refuse to believe something that isn't, you only ever believe the most likely outcome, and that is
fair.
Normally, but it'd be really interesting for us to just like wander around and try and find things until eventually we shit you up enough and you're like, that's the one.
Well, because like, then my head will explode. I'll just kill myself. I'm like, oh, everything I know is a lie.
Because I remember doing that. You remember that did we do one on it? Did we talk about it? You know, the Mandela effect. And I remember the first time I went on the subreddit for the Mandela effect, and I was like, whatever. And then the one that shook me so hard, and it was the fact that they were like, do you remember the burglar emoji? Like, it was like a traditional like burglar with a black and white jump and like a swag bag. They were like, that never existed. That's never been a thing. And I was like, and it like it gave me like shivers, because it was like the first one that got me, and I'd love to be like, I'd love to like get Mork and be like, that is the one. Like, you cannot fuck with that. Like, you know that is unexplainable.
I then believe it.
We'll show him enough pictures of a disc-shaped flat Earth, and one day he'll just be like, wait a minute, NASA's been lying to us.
But I didn't used to be a massive skeptic, because I was a full-on 9/11 conspiracy.
I was gonna bring it up. Your fucking Bebo page.
Well, I don't know if that was a meme. It's hard to tell whether you're memeing at like 10 years old.
No, you believed it. You believed it.
I was gonna say this. So when you like going back to Vinny's pick, when you're a kid that age, like, I vividly remember, and I'm sure you both remember this, the period in time in which you kind of knowingly went along with things. Like, you knew that Santa wasn't real, but you kind of went along with it. And
oh no, I didn't do that.
Yeah, of course you didn't. But you know what I mean. There was a point in which everyone kind of knew, but you kind of went along with it. I never fully believed the tooth fairy. After you're about 5 or 6, you're like, never seen a fairy, but you kind of LARP it, you kind of get into it. And I also I vividly remember this. Like, there's 2 incidents, both with my friend called Will, from when he was my best friend when I was a kid. We don't talk that much anymore, but friend. But 2 times that there was one time where he was up in the Jack's Acre, which was the like playing field we all used to go up at lunch, and he got like a boot mark on his face, like another kid's foot had got him on the face. I didn't see what happened, but by the time we walked from Jack's Acre back to school, I told the dinner ladies with complete conviction what I knew had happened, because he was like my best mate. He told me that fucking Charlie Newport Tucker stamped on his head, And Charlie Newport Tucker was insistent that what had actually happened was that his mate had been spinning him round by the arms and his foot had just flicked up and accidentally hit Will in the face. And I remember saying to the dinner lady, that's not what happened. I saw it. And she got a teacher in and she pointed to me and Will and went, these two stories are so similar. They're so similar. I'm 90% sure that's what happened. And everyone else was kind of, and like, I didn't see it happen. But by the time I got down there, I would have swore on my fucking life that was what had happened. I was in absolute belief that was the truth. And there was other, like, I won't go, I don't need to give
other things. I know what you mean,
There's other similar things where you didn't see what happened. But by the time you got home, and then by the time it's the next day,
you swore down.
Fact. It was like you were there. You could remember it like it was absolute fact. And I find that really, really interesting.
Yeah, that is a really good one. Yeah, they all just swear down.
They all swear down. Well, it's actually time for me to hand back quickly to my co-host for today. But I don't know where he's gone. He's sort of Meeb, where are you, mate?
Where are you?
You about?
Look! He's behind you!
Now, I'll just hand over to my... Oh, fuck. Christ, Meeb.
Sort your face out, Meeb.
I told you about coming on here drunk, mate. I said, stop with the tinnies at 5 and you'll be sober, and you just carried on. I am sorry. Look, Meeb's got some questions for you. I said it was weird, but he said, it was important for his research. So I'll just hand over to Meeb.
It's research.
Stop looking at me like that. Now, I have been informed by my earthling companion, Seb. Cheers, mate. That this is the point in the show that you refer to as a middle bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I have decided to take this time to conduct my earthling research and ask you some questions about the human race. I will ask you both a question and then consult the great cosmic computer. The person who answers closest gets a galactic credit.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. How much is one galactic credit to Shroot Bucks? What's the exchange rate?
About 1 to 5, I reckon.
Same as exchange rate to leprechauns and unicorns.
Yeah, it's difficult.
All of you office nerds out there, there's a little one for you.
Yeah, that's what it was. I thought it was a Rick and Morty thing you were saying, Shroot Bucks.
No, because he's like, I'll give you 10 Stanley nickels to never speak to me again. He's like, what's the exchange rate of Shroot Bucks to Stanley nickels? It's like, same as unicorns to leprechauns.
Oh, dear. Right. Anyway, it's
Did I stutter?
I do not understand this reference to your earthling culture. Anyway, it's basically I'm going to ask both of you, and then the first person to get the answer correct gets the galactic credit. First question. Vinny, you may have an advantage for this one. How many people live
Do I get to
on
roll
the continent?
twice and pick the highest? What's his advantage?
I do not understand this earthling joke.
Sorry, say the question.
How many people live on the continent of Africa? That's a bit of a big one. Are they supposed to know that? I knew it like the back of my
900,000. 900 million.
900,000. That's your
I was going a little bit less than a billion. No, 900 million.
That's your answer. You have to stick with
it. No way.
I'll give you a clue. It's a couple more than 900,000.
900 million. It's less than a billion, I'm going.
You're saying 900 million. V-Dog, what are you saying?
I thought I had advantage. What does that mean?
Well, no, I just meant because you're from Africa.
So I know all of Africa. Yeah, you're from Europe. Do you know the fucking
Africa.
population of Europe?
Count them up. Steve, Dave, Billy.
Mugabe. I'm going to go with the other side of a billion and say 1.1 billion.
VDog, you get the credits. It's 1.26 billion as of 2016.
Bastard.
Question 2. What is the height of the average Jamaican male?
6'1". That's fucking
VDog.
tall.
So
I
I
think it's too
know.
tall.
I think the Netherlands has the highest in the world, and that's I want to say 6'2". So I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go 6 foot.
VDog, you get the galactic credit. It's actually only 5'7.5".
Oh
Yeah. Average heights are always way lower than you think.
Because of all the
It's the
small
the,
people.
The sprint is I just think of Usain Bolt. He's
Usain
fucking
Bolt.
massive. Yeah, I don't really know many Jamaicans. I guess.
Jamaican me crazy with that answer. Well done, fucking Meave. You're getting the hang of these jokes. Thanks, mate.
They're
Question
out of
3.
this world. He's dead.
Question 3. What is the name of the first human to enter space?
Ooh.
Closest answer wins. How does that work?
Well, no,
I have
just
no
the
idea.
first person
A
to get it
Russian
right.
fella.
Yeah, it'd be some sort of
Yuri
person, not dog, right?
Prachrakov.
Yeah, the first person.
Yuri something. Yuri Makarov.
Boris Karlov.
I'll give Mork the point because he got his first name right. It
Oh, yeah,
is,
you
of
got it
course,
right.
Yuri Gagarin.
You actually got his first name. What the fuck? How'd you know that?
A Russian first name, stereotypical Russian first name.
Wow, nice, good guess.
Fun fact, Yuri Gagarin was a test pilot. He literally went to space and then died a few years later testing a plane. How fucking crazy is that?
That's unlucky.
Wow.
Anyway,
That's so dry.
Sorry, Yuri.
sorry. Meave doesn't quite have the inference of like human conversation. Yeah, I'm teaching him.
Yeah, he doesn't get it.
good.
Fair.
That's good.
He's giving me some special favors for the tuition. No, not now, Meave. Anyway, question 4: how many people throughout human history have been to space?
To space or on the moon?
To space. I said to space. If I'd said to the moon, that would have been a different
Yes,
question.
all right, me. Fuck off.
I'm gonna go with 320.
Oh, yeah, because it's now a space station. I'm going to go with 400.
Mork, you get the galactic credit. It's actually 617.
Oof, quite a lot. There's only like 20 people have been on the moon, which is crazy. 20.
Yeah, there's just no point
It's
going to the
absolutely
moon.
crazy.
There's no point anymore. Never was a
Question
point, really, I
six.
think.
What do you mean, no point? Stand on another
No,
cosmic
but, yeah, but
entity. That's crazy.
that's like a cool achievement. But what does that actually? What it does it? It costs a lot of money to do that. Like, do you want to just keep doing it? Like,
Fuck it. It costs a lot of money to buy Romelu Lukaku. Do you want to keep doing that? No. Let's go to the moon, baby.
What was that thing about how, like, for the cost of Jadon Sancho, India sent a rocket to the dark side of the moon?
Yeah.
Fucking mental. Anyway, question number 6. Of those 617 people who have visited space, how many of them have been women?
35.
I'm gonna go with 100.
Oh, Vinny, you're gonna have to do the maths here. It's 73. Who is closer?
Uh,
I said 45. 35.
No, you said
Vinny's
35.
closer.
yeah,
Vinny's
I'm closer. I'm 27 to it. Cool.
I get who's on the most galactic credits now.
I got 3.
No.
I think it's 3. Oh no. Oh, there's one more question. So Mork, you've got 2. Vinny, you've got 3.
Yeah.
Question number 6. Which sporting league has the most high... Meep, come on, man. Sorry. Which sporting league has... For fuck... Meep, can you just put your shit together, mate? It's the tinnies. Sorry. Question number 6. Which sporting league in the world has the highest average attendance?
The NFL.
Oh, yeah, probably would be. I'll just go with the MLS.
Mork, you are correct, which is good news because that gives us a tiebreaker. It is the
Easy.
National Football League.
Ooh.
NFL stadiums are like 150k.
Yeah, they're massive.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Question 7. What is the fastest speed ever traveled by a human being?
On foot or in a car?
No, just like ever. So
In a
like
plane. 1,000
powered.
miles an hour. No. Oh.
Mach 2, the Concorde, I guess.
No, because spaceships go faster than that.
Probably, I don't know.
How fast did like Apollo 11 go? I'm going to say 3,500 miles an hour.
Yeah, what's the measurement in?
Miles per hour.
3,500 miles per hour.
Yeah, I don't know what 1 Mach is. Isn't 1 Mach 330 meters per second? So that's the speed of sound.
Yeah, Mach 1 is like
Speed of sound, isn't it?
670 miles per hour, something like that.
Oh,
And
okay.
then Mach 2 is like 1200.
I'll just go
Mork,
1200s. Yeah. Yeah.
Mork, you are technically correct, but you are still so far off it's almost laughable. The fastest speed ever traveled by a human was 24,816 miles per hour in the Apollo 10 command module and its return voyage to
Of
the
course.
Earth.
Fucking
Course.
what?
Cheers,
Yeah,
mate.
but there's no like relative speed
That was in
is it? They just
space.
go,
That was in
Yeah.
space.
I think it was.
right, yeah.
I think it was as it started to re-enter the atmosphere, as it got that last little bit of drag of gravity. It like hit its
Yeah,
peak
it would have
velocity.
even
Wow.
got even faster.
Insane.
Yeah, 24,000 miles an hour.
Crazy.
They don't do that quick anymore because that's not very safe.
No.
Yeah.
Now they just like come in quite slow and it's all quite chill. But that day
Yeah.
just went like. Bear in mind,
Fuck it.
they got to naught from 24,000 miles an hour. Like, can you imagine what the deceleration in that is?
Yeah, in like 30,000 feet as well.
It's insane. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely
Yeah.
ridiculous. Before we crack on, this isn't actually. I just thought about this. I just thought it'd be interesting. Have you, either of you, ever seen anything that you would consider to be a potential alien encounter?
No.
I mean, I've got that story of when I was looking through a telescope with my
Oh, yeah.
dad when I was younger. Well, there was that time, Mork, you lied to me for a long time. You said that you once cycled, you're on your bike and you saw a UFO and then you cycled towards it and you were like, went through like a forest clearing, you saw like a UFO land and then you were too scared and you like cycled away. And I believe that, you piece of shit.
It's because you're a fucking dumbass. What forests were where we were going?
I don't know, mate. I was new to your country. I don't know what forests are about.
You just come back from Zimbabwe where they literally just got like 60 kids seeing an alien.
I'll just tell him these stories. Like, I told him this story. We were like 10, and I was like, yeah, I went to get milk once at like midnight on my birthday to the shop at like 10 years old, and I saw the dead ghost of the Queen's mother like come towards me under a hamper. And he's like, fucking hell.
I don't remember that one. I remember the one about the abandoned house and like your mate Reese went in there with a camera recorder and he was filming.
Yeah, we did try to go in there though.
Yeah, you said he was filming and it was all like obviously desolate and no one in there and dark when you guys were in there. But then you looked at the recording and it was like a family meal taking place and there was like actual people, the
Yeah.
lights are on and you know the food and stuff. Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, that's so scary.
It's a wonder you love scary stories, isn't it?
Mate, I love them. Still love them.
Can I talk about aliens now, sir, please?
Anyway, with that and me out the picture again, he's just fucking gone off on another space adventure.
Good.
I guess that leaves it just to Morkle Michael Davey to tell us about the other greatest alien encounter of all time.
No, the greatest. I'm so excited for this. So now, aliens. I love space and the cosmos and all that fucking shit, right? And I really love it. So when you think of aliens, do they exist? Don't they exist? Well, here's my concrete factual opinion. They must exist. They definitely exist because the universe is so infinitely big that there is no chance that there's only life out there on one of those planets out of the tens of billions of trillions of planets. So aliens, they 100% exist.
He answered it.
However, because it's so massive, the likelihood is that just as we haven't seen an alien planet, they probably haven't seen us either, because they could easily just look at a different planet in the trillions and trillions. They might be fucking millions of light years away and never get it, so that's fine. So I'm saying aliens exist 100%, but we've never ever seen one 100%. Yet.
Cool. Lots of definites
Here we are.
there. You're very qualified.
Exactly.
You definitely know your stuff about whatever the fuck, astrophysics.
Got it, mate. But here we are talking about people who have had contact with aliens. Now, I just want to start off by saying that these people most certainly have not been contacted by aliens.
Okay.
And there is probably some like trauma or psychological issue or something that they might probably need therapy for to explain these stories. However, as Seb will know, because we were taking the piss out of her the other day, my missus is of the opinion that we should 100% believe that what these people say is true and really actually definitely happened, because it must be really horrible if someone tells you that you're lying. So if someone says they were contacted by aliens, believe them 100%, because if you turn around and say, I'm not sure you did, mate, that's not very nice. So all of these stories, even though we know they're not true, in her opinion, just remember that while I'm telling this, you must 100% believe it as fact, because they saying they saw it. And as she puts, you can't prove that they didn't. So, okay, right. Let's get on with it.
You can't.
Now that Michael's used this platform to fucking razz his longtime girl.
I told her I
as a
was taking the
child.
piss out of her, and she agreed with it, so that's fine. I've got her permission to take the piss out of her. But my pick today is actually something that I've been invested in and I saw a decade ago. And I've always, to this day, had fond memories of this television program that I saw on Channel 4 in 2013. And it's called Confessions of an Alien Abductee. And this is a very, very special British documentary where they go and film 3 people's stories about their encounters with aliens. And they also follow this alien support group called AMASH, and I think it's folded now, which is run by this bloke who looks like a fat Doc Brown from Back to the Future, who's a fucking maniac, and he's a bit of a cunt as well. Okay. But to just give you an example of the kinds of people that are on this show, I'll quickly tell you about Chantel. She's not my pick, but she is very interesting, and she does appear on this television show. Now, she gets regularly abducted, and she is a northerner, and she tells these abduction stories that are honestly incredible. She was abducted outside the spa once, and this is kind of how she tells the story. She's like, oh, my friend looked up into the sky, and I was like, oh, what's that? And I've looked up, and I'm quoting here, it were triangle, all colour lights. When I seen it, I knew, and I was like, oh no, and she was like, oh what? And I was like, oh, we're gonna be taken. and her son is just there, like, so gumless, just like doesn't say what, he's just
nodding his head. Like,
he's so gumless, right? So that's the kind of her voice, right? And that's how she tells these crazy abduction stories. And just to give you an idea of what she kind of looks like, she's a very slim woman in her sort of late 40s, early 50s, and she wears always leopard print, and she's got this big hair piece sticking out of her head. It looks like Marge Simpson, but it's like blonde.
Right.
Big, like, jewelry and stuff.
They can say boobs.
big
jewelry.
like,
you know what I'm saying?
Because I was trying to think of necklace and I couldn't. Just the jewelry.
Massive bling.
She's got this big gold necklace.
Massive set of earrings on her, mate.
Yeah, and she just tells these crazy stories. And then she tells this story to the cameraman. She's like in her lounge. She's like, oh, they're always playing pranks on me and that, like. Oh, yeah, they're always moving me stuff around when they come and get me. The other day, they moved me fags. And the cameraman just goes, no. she's like, yeah. They were in behind the cushion. She's like, they're fucking tricky. They are.
No.
And she always talks about like time going by, and her son and her son's friend come over with Kentucky KFC. They're like, oh, Kentucky, and they're like, oh, every time we eat Kentucky, I get abducted. Like 2 hours goes by, and I don't know where I am. And I'm like, probably weren't abducted. Maybe you're allergic to Kentucky. I don't know. But this is the kind of thing that we're dealing with, right? This is the kind of show that it is. But enough about Chantel. Let's get on to the main geezer of the program, the big talking point. This is my main pick. This is who I have actually picked. And this is a fella by the name of Simon Parks. And he lives in Whitby, and he has 9 cats. And he is, or perhaps was, I think he was, I don't know if he's still in this job anymore, but he was, at the time of recording, the Labour councillor for Whitby. So unlike Chantel, who has like aliens moving her fags and gets abducted when in Kentucky, this fella, he's a pretty well-respected politician. He's an intelligent bloke, goes to work in a suit, pretty, straightforward geezer who lives at home with 9 cats. Now, Simon's story, so he's intelligent, normal bloke. That is until he went public about his experiences. Now, Simon's story actually starts in the womb. And as he told this morning... Yeah. As he told this morning in 2013, his first memory is of when he was in the womb. And I'm trying to quote as much as possible his actual words. He remembered a face. And then in his words, he remembers being very aware that there was more to this world, that it was a far wider spiritual experience. Okay, let's break that down. So his first memory was when he was in the fucking womb, right? He's a literal fetus. He's an actual fetus with enough cognitive thought to be like, oh, this is a bit fucking weird. Like, oh, there's a face there. Oh, there's probably more to this existence and spirituality and all this crazy shit I'm seeing. Must be fucking aliens. As a fetus, he thought that. And as an adult, he remembers thinking that as a fetus. Brilliant.
Very reasonable.
That's a good introduction. Yeah, that's a good introduction into Simon. But this story gets crazier than that. Simon was first taken from his cot at about 3 months old, and of course he fucking remembers being lifted out of his cot by a 7-foot green alien staring into his face. Now
it's the sort of thing you remember.
Exactly. Because Holly and Phil were like, when you're about 6 or 7 months old, and he's like, no, I was 3 months old actually when I was first taken. They're like, whoa, okay, fair play.
I was actually 3 months old. I remember it very well. 3 birds flew outside the window, It was a cold morning.
There is, to sidetrack, there is this bit of the documentary where he's telling the cameraman about how he gets taken out of the window, and the cameraman goes and bangs on the window and goes, this window, you went out of this, did you? And he goes, oh yeah. And he goes, there's a blind here as well. And he's like, oh, blinds are nothing for their technology.
What's this cameraman doing?
The cameraman's asking the hard questions. How'd you get out a solid window, son? Nothing for their technology. Remember that, right?
This window, boom, boom, boom. It's just like, let's play with the blinds. Like, what? He's got blinds as well. Just fucking around with them.
It's so good, right? Now, actually, Simon says that he's not ever being abducted because he goes willingly with the aliens.
Right.
And that might have something to do with the fact that one of these aliens is his mother, or his alien mother. And in fact, this caused so much confusion with his human parents that he called his human mother Daddy, because, why would he need 2 mums? He was like, I was confused. I've got my alien mother, so you got to be my dad, right? My human mum, because no one has 2 mums.
Do you not have a human dad?
We'll get on to that.
Okay.
That might crack the case.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds
Okay.
So he's been being taken, or he's going with his alien family his whole life. His entire life, he's just been going up with his alien family. He's pretty chill about it. He's pretty calm about it. He fucking goes to the ship once a month, he says. He gets taken by the technology he doesn't understand. And, fucking whatever. It's all good. But what do these aliens look like? Well, luckily for us, during the show, we also follow Simon in the craft shop, picking out children's crayons, which are the best ones that get the correct color for drawing. Because Simon spends hours and hours and hours on his coloring drawings of his alien family and alien adventures.
Is this when he's like a grown adult?
He's 50 years old, and he's in the shop, and he's like, I know that these crayons are for kids, but this really is the right shade of green for mummy. And I'm going to send you now some of the drawings that he does, and he's got thousands of these drawings. I'm going to send them to the WhatsApp group so you can feast your eyes on them, and I just want to get your reactions to them. So the first one I'm going to send you is of Mum. These are his These are his drawings. They're very detailed, so please be respectful and don't take the piss. These are Mum. So that's his mum.
Is that him?
This is
and his maid.
This is the ship.
What the fuck is this?
And this one, I'm not gonna send that one yet. I'm gonna save that one because that's the best one. So that's his mum and his family. So he does these crazy drawings. But it does actually get even stranger for Simon. Because there is another alien on the ship called, in his words, this is what they told him this alien was called, the Cat Queen. Now, I originally thought the Cat Queen was Simon's alien mother, but I might be mistaken because I couldn't quite follow what he was talking about. I think it's a different alien to his mother, but it might be his mother. But it doesn't really matter. Because Simon has a very special relationship with the Cat Queen. The Cat Queen is the mother to Simon's alien child, Zarka. Yes, that is correct. Simon has sex with an alien called the Cat Queen at least 4 times a year. Now...
Is this when he's 50 or when he's still 3 months old?
This is now. This is like now.
When he's 50. Okay.
I've just sent you a photograph of the Cat Queen and his kid. It was, of course, called Zarka. What a classic alien kid name. They pulled that out of Top Alien Name Book 2013.
Are they always called Zarka or something like that? Why can't they call him like Gerald or something?
So he's having regular sexual intercourse with the Cat Queen, who I'm still not sure whether it's his alien mother or not, which is even more fucked up, but it might be someone different, because the drawings are different, but it could be the same. But after finding out about this, Simon's human wife, who refused to be filmed for the show, not sure why, she was quite annoyed when she found out about Simon's affair. However, Simon, he doesn't see anything wrong with it because it's not on a human level. She's an alien.
It's different sex, love. I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating if it's a different species, yeah?
Not even different interplanetary species. And unfortunately, that's kind of where the story of Simon ends. It doesn't really get much crazier than visiting aliens once a month and fucking them. However, there is something very important you should know about Simon, which maybe I'm a skeptic. What do I know? But this might, to some logical people, maybe explain why he has or thinks he has an alien mother. Simon never knew his father, never met him. He was raised by an alcoholic mother who ignored him his whole childhood. And if you think about his alien mum and his alien family, maybe it was some form of escapism to kind of have that special alien mum relationship, mummy. But what the fuck do I know? I'm not an alien expert. I don't know. I'm a
alien psychologist from Harvard University.
No idea, mate. Don't ask me to delve into what's going through a man's head when he fucks an alien aboard a spaceship, okay? Don't ask me. I don't know.
No, yeah, well, we couldn't.
It's different. It's alien sex.
Yeah. Not on a human level.
Totally different.
But that's me done, really. This show has lived with me, like I said, for a decade. I watched this when it came out on Channel 4. This, along with another one which has been lost to time, all about these people who were chasing down the Bodmin beast. And there's this fucking hilarious fella going into a cave spraying bleach everywhere. And he's like, I'm going to fucking get him. He fucking hates bleach. Honestly, back in like 10 years ago, Channel 4 putting out these banger documentaries about these nutters. I'm sorry. They are kind of exploiting them. I do feel bad for them, but it is hilarious. But this show has not been lost to time. Because I rewatched it today. How? It's fucking on Netflix right now. Go and watch it. Confessions of an Alien Abductee. See Chantel's story. See Simon Parks in the flesh. Go onto Netflix and watch Confessions of an Alien Abductee.
And it will
live with you forever.
It's a single documentary film.
Yeah, 50 minutes. Yep. Okay. It's fucking incredible. Go and watch it. And I just think Simon's story is probably one of, if not the greatest, craziest alien encounters of all time. It's not, I saw a spaceship once. It's, when I was in the womb, I remember thinking this existential crisis. So my alien mum beamed me up, Scotty, when I was 3 months old. I've been going there ever since. I've now got an alien girlfriend called the Cat Queen. Yes, I fuck her 4 times a year. What's it to you? Yes, we've got a kid. No, my wife doesn't like it, but she can fucking do one because it's an interplanetary, interspecies relationship. What does she know? She's just a human. No, my mother never loved me. No, I haven't got a dad. Why would I be lying? I'm Simon fucking Parks. So, this has got to be the greatest alien encounter of all time. If you can give me a story with so many twists and turns, I'll fucking alien.
Right. That's an interesting pick. I think it's interesting because it couldn't be more different from Vinny's. What Vinny's does really well is it's vague enough that it feels somewhat believable. Whereas yours, the only thing that's unbelievable about yours is that Simon Parks hasn't been institutionalized in some way.
No, he's a very well-respected member of society, but you're forgetting my Mrs. statement at the beginning of this show. Remember that statement, Seb. It's not nice to call people liars.
It's not nice.
He says it happened. It fucking happened.
I think here's the thing. Simon Parks, right? It makes me sad. It makes me feel things, but it doesn't make me believe.
If
anything, it does the opposite.
He's not miserable.
There's no way he still is a Labour candidate. There's no way. There's no way he's still a Labour councillor.
He was when this came out. They wanted him to quit, and he said no.
But he's gone now. He cannot be. Look up Simon Parks, Labour councillor, and see if he's still knocking about. There's no way.
Gov.uk appointed chief financial officer in January 2016.
No, that's not him.
I'm sure that's definitely not him. He has not been fucking moving up on the world. Stories like that.
I mean, unless he has, in which case, fair play to him.
I
can't find anything that says he's not.
Well, I can't find anything that says he is.
I think, if we use deductive reasoning, I think it's safe to assume that he is no longer a member of the Labour Party. Given that he did a documentary where he said he had sex with an alien cat queen.
He didn't get sacked straight away. He then did subsequent television interviews where he was still a member of the Labour Party, and he was on like fucking Holly and Phil. They were like, totally, we believe you.
Well, there's that. And then there's Vinny's pick, which It is difficult because it falls apart with that one kid who said he made it all up.
Mm.
But then you got to say, is he making it up that he made it all up?
Mm.
Whereas Simon Parks, it just sounds mental. It sounds like the ramblings of someone who's unwell.
Yeah, but you can't pick the greatest alien encounter on the one that actually happened, because none of them actually happened. No one's ever been visited by aliens.
But that's my choice, isn't it? It's like, do I pick based on the most ludicrous, the most exciting, or do I base it on the most plausible? Because the most plausible is definitely Vinny's. The most exciting is obviously yours, Mork. Yours is mental. But I think I'm going to go off the spirit of what an alien encounter is to me. And I think to me, an alien encounter, at least in our sort of zeitgeisty way of it being, it's an unexplained encounter with something that feels extraterrestrial. Whereas unfortunately, everything Simon Parks feels very explainable just through mental health. So based on that, the outrage in your eyes, based on that, I am going to have to crown the 1994 Zimbabwe school alien incident the greatest alien encounter of all time.
Can we get fucking Meep to judge this or some shit? Because I've been thinking about this pick for 10 years.
I'm sorry, but I have to agree.
Fuck off, Meep.
No, do you know what?
He's our homie.
It's a great pick, but I think, unfortunately, your skepticism has let you down here. You know, it's a very funny pick. It's a very interesting pick, but it isn't the GOAT because it's not plausible. It's not believable. It doesn't make me want to believe in aliens.
There are some believable ones, or at least maybe, I don't know. There's some like pretty like crazy ones that like, I mean, I don't know if I don't know what they are, but they're pretty spooky, at least what they seem like.
Shagging an alien is pretty crazy.
It's pretty spooky.
Yeah, it's too crazy. It's just too crazy. So I'm sorry. That's the end of it.
What about Chantal?
Again, she's just losing her keys, mate. There's no.
Well, but there's this other woman on the thing, and she thinks that she's part alien. She's got alien DNA, so she gets a DNA test, and they're like, "Nah, you're human," and she's like, "I don't believe you."
They need to do an alien DNA test. It's on another level.
It's on a different level. We've been through this. Look, I'm sorry, but me and Meeb, we both are in agreement that Mork, your alien encounter was funny, but it wasn't the GOAT. Whereas Vinny's was. It's more plausible. It's more exciting because it feels more plausible, and that's just what makes it GOAT worthy.
Well, that's fine. You know what? I feel like Simon Parks will live in the memory of the listener.
I think he will, and his wife, who's definitely left him.
I don't think she did leave.
There's nothing online about that.
That seems, again, deductive reasoning.
In my research, though, bruv, do you know what I mean? I've researched.
You don't even know if he's still alive.
He went underground. The FBI, like, there's a car chase in the documentary. He's getting chased down by the FBI.
Right.
He's this guy's fucking follow me. What we're gonna do is lose him. He just overtakes a tractor.
Wait, really?
Watch it. Just watch the fucking program.
Yeah,
it's
he's
so
definitely
good.
really unwell. That is so insane.
Right. Look, on that note, this is just becoming twaddle. I think it's time we end the show. We say goodbye to Meeb. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Meeb. Where'd he go?
And yeah, unless anyone else has anything to say, you know, subscribe to this show wherever you listen to your podcasts. Tell your mates about this fucking drivel, and we'll see you next week. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Go watch Alien. Fucking Confessions of an Alien Abductee on Netflix. Love you, bye.
What a show.